Yeah,
It looks like she has money.
this one music that I put on is so much louder than all the others have been. All right.
I'm muted.
It's not nice. No.
Yes.
All right. So Seth, do you need a bit of a rundown for the last session?
You gave me one, so I'm good.
Okay. So you guys are currently returning to Estoria. You guys have arrived back from the Mossy Temple. You guys have escorted back a bunch of kidnapped young adults and teenagers back to town. And also, in terms of Karina, I will say that early this morning, Daenerys and Lunaria returned her to her father outside of town. But we will save the roleplay of that section for next week when she's here. And Blake, you'll be reprising the role of that NPC.
Okay.
Whoa.
So you better prepare all week.
I am so excited.
I will be prepared to be Theracles again.
That's his name, thank you.
Yeah, I figured you'd forgotten his fucking name.
Fuck you.
Yeah.
Theracles. What, Nathan?
So there was a father?
Apparently.
Yeah, so Lunaria and when Iz and Daenerys went to find Lunaria, they met Theracles, who gave them the plot hook that he his daughter had been missing. So that's why they wanted to go look, and that's how you guys ended up finding out about this stuff.
You're fighting again.
Can I just imagine like an ex-boyfriend or something? Or
No, there was a guy who was the baker's son who we had to get information from back in the city, but we found out about that from the dad. So no, you did not imagine.
Didn't he have like a girlfriend or something that
I mean,
went
he
missing
could have
too?
been an
Shouldn't
ex-boyfriend.
we?
I think
thought it
they.
was, like, something.
He was like Karina's friend or something, right?
Yeah, he
and
was
like her
Karina's
last
friend.
contact.
So it's the same girl.
Yeah, it's the same girl.
Okay.
Oh my god.
Same
So he
chica.
could be left hanging for a couple days while he figures out that she's back in town.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah,
I mean, to be honest, Karina wasn't really that into him. Let's be real.
true.
He was a bit too fucking clingy, to be honest. Always keeping track of where she went.
He's kicking Soul in the face.
Good for us, though.
Soul kicking Mercury in the face.
Alright, so it is now the morning after, and you guys have free reign. What would you guys like to do?
Oh, I feel like I had an idea
Does
last time.
Seth
but I
even
forgot.
sleep? Does he just stand in the corner of one of the rooms and he goes dormant? Just stands there. You can't tell if he's looking at you or not because he has that fucking
Can
eyes.
we go back to the city view?
Oh, yes.
Also, the game's still paused. I don't know if it's supposed to be.
There you go.
It's still paused.
I just unpaused it.
Okay.
Yeah, if you're old Daenerys.
My God, just delete her.
She's dead.
I need to reset. Mine was freaking out, so.
Yeah, it do seem a tiny bit laggy today. Alright, so what do you guys want to do?
Oh no. Oh wait, we have the horn now.
True, you guys do.
It's morning time, right? Is that what you said?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, you and Lunaria went out real early. Lunaria, we'll just say, went off to explore the city for the rest of the morning. And you get back like around the time that, Blake is finishing up making breakfast for everyone. You guys are also situated now in an apartment with a few rooms, courtesy of Kira.
Wow, thanks, Kira. Yeah, I'm gonna do something crazy, and I'm gonna use a feature that is included with my class.
Really?
I'm going to. I know.
Oh, she just unlocked it at level 5, right?
I actually don't think I got anything new.
You got 3rd level spells at level 5. I was just memeing that.
I mean, I
you've
got
had
I
them
got
since level
spells,
2
but
and haven't used
my. Sorry, I didn't mean to.
them. It's okay.
Hmm. If I can find it. This is why I've never done any of this. I can't read.
Don't know English. Did you take that as a language proficiency when you were born?
Mm. Okay. I'll use my prophetic trance. I'll just roll 2 separate d20s to make sure I know. Or I guess in case it adds them together, I don't know if it'll do that.
You know, my game is just not happy right now.
Bro, what the fuck? Okay, so a 9 and a 3. I don't know why I rolled 3, but whatever. I'll write that down.
Okay. Can I just fucking delete things from chat, please? Thank you. There we go.
So basically, I think
You can
once a day I
replace-
can replace any attack roll, saving throw, or ability check made by me or a creature that I can see with one of these rolls. So I can give someone a 3 on an attack roll or something.
Or fucking just make Seth fail roll for no reason.
So yeah, as I do this, I fucking lock myself up in my room and enter a trance. Start speaking in tongues and shit.
Speaking Latin backwards. Alright, what does everyone else want to do? Blake, you go ahead.
What makes you think that I have something to do? Elena made breakfast
Elena always has something to do.
and then went back up to her room and is not talking to anybody again for a little while.
Fantastic.
We've been awake all night. We like arrived in the morning. Right.
You guys arrived like late night, like maybe 12, so it's early morning now.
Oh, okay, so we slept already.
Yeah. Everyone got a long rest. What about Nathan and Seth? What are you two up to?
Maybe go back to what's his face?
Volcan?
Yeah, Volcan.
Okay, cool. Does anyone else want to go with him to see Volcan?
Yeah, I'll go.
I'll go with them too.
Is everyone going to see Volcan? Is anyone not, I guess is the question. Blake, what are you doing?
Elena would go, I think,
Okay.
if they all like would announce they were going, but she's still not talking to anybody. I feel like she'd just follow them all.
Sounds good. Alright, so you guys arrive at Volcan's maybe around like 11 a.m. Everyone's hard at work. The forge is filled with the sound of ringing hammers, and the streets are busy today. It is a market day, so there's plenty of people coming and going from the Agora, leaving through different sections of the city. Pretty crowded in the city today. Lots of travelers and such. But you guys head over to Volcan's workshop, and you head towards the back, past a lot of the smiths and stuff that are working to produce like weapons and stuff. But you guys head to the back and you see Volcan sitting at his like kind of work area, twiddling with some magic items.
Who officially has the horn?
I don't know if I added it to anyone's sheet.
I know Lunaria is the one who grabbed it.
Mm.
So
Oh,
we'll say we'll say you
So she
have it,
gave it.
Emily.
I'll do the little awkward like knock on their office door, even though it's already open. They've already noticed me standing there.
The Volcan kind of looks at you like over his like workman glasses, and he's like, "Yes, did you need something?"
I'm gonna turn over my shoulder and be like, I'll just face everyone and say, "This is Volcan, right?"
Oh yeah,
Because
Has
I don't think I
everyone
met him last time.
Yeah, I don't know if everyone has met Volcan. Is there anyone who's not? Oh, fucking. It is. What are you up? What are you up to? You walking massive worms.
I don't think I've met the man, so I'm being as awkward as Dianera is.
Is Kira here?
Kira reluctantly joined you guys this morning.
Oh.
She seems kind of hungover a little bit, or at least she's acting kind of tired and grumpy. But the whole like partying thing yesterday. Oh man,
She loves a good party.
she does. But yes, this is Volcan, and he introduces himself as such. He does recognize Raphael and Elena, and of course Kira. But he sees the horn in you guys' hand. He's like, the horn of Belmetria. Where'd you guys recover that from? I heard it had been stolen.
We were the ones that stole it. Oh, I'm joking. That's out of character.
We found it in an underground cave system where a cult was inhabiting the area and bringing people to be turned into, oh my god, was it satyrs? Maenads.
Maenads.
We
So, yeah.
heisted the heisters.
You
We
did.
did heist the heisters.
No fucking
Good
clue
job.
why that was there, but
So he feels you guys in, since he kind of knows the goings on in the city. The Dragon Shrine was robbed maybe a week or two before. And that's why it was closed when Elena and Iris were there. Did I describe that when you guys were there, that it was kind of like roped off a little bit? So that's why it's been closed recently, was because it was robbed by a group of satyrs following one of those crazy parties after the last party. The one before the one that you guys went to. But they've had guards out like trying to follow them and find wherever they went, but by the time they realized they were gone, like they didn't see them leave, like it got robbed in the middle of the night, so they weren't sure where to go from there. But yeah, so he kind of like picks up the horn, he kind of weighs it in one hand. He says there's a lot of potent magic in this thing, but I'm not exactly sure why you guys needed it via the prophecy. But he suggests that you guys hold on to it for now, or and if the Dragon Shrine gives you any trouble, he says he says he or the king will take care of it, because right now it needs to be in you guys' hands anyway. Not exactly sure why, but he thinks the reason will reveal itself at some point. Anything else? Oh, he also kind of like grunts and stands up, and he picks up like a crate from the back and kind of hefts it up. He's like, so the good news and there's bad news. Good news is all of the Xander armor that you guys recovered, weapons and all that, they're all fine. They're in good shape. I was able to clean them up and everything. Bad news is I don't have the power necessary to restore any of their enchantments. So the only thing I can think of And he kind of like rubs his beard. He's like, well, I mean, like, I have the power. I can do it. But it could take months doing it from here. The only thing I can think of, I know you guys came to me about the Mithril Forge. We're gonna need, if we need more power, if we need to be closer to a ley line, I think we should talk to the king about retaking the Mithril Forge. It's been a long time since I've been out, but he kind of like hefts up Xander's chest plate. He's like, but I think your dragon friend and I think Kira are right. I think it's time we start moving things along a little bit. So I think we should talk to the king about the Mithril Forge.
Remind me what happened to it. Why we can't go there now.
Fire elementals or something.
It wasn't necessarily that he kind of like keeps pulling at his beard. He feels a bit awkward about it. Kira pipes up and she's like, you know, if I'm gonna be honest, you should be honest too, Volcan. And he's like, well, it's more that I stopped making weapons than that anything happened to it. With the reluctance that you guys kind of get a sense that he doesn't really like, that maybe he hasn't been like actively practicing making like weapons like he used to. And he kind of, what was the weapon you guys found? Was it a hammer or a sword? The weapon, the Xander's
sword.
Xander's sword.
It was a sword,
It was
I
a
think.
sword.
Or no, it was the axe. It was a battle axe.
Axe, thank you. So he kind of holds up the axe, kind of looks at it in like the dim light in the forge. He's like, it's been a long time since I've really made any great works. But I think given the Oath of Peace, I can feel its power drawing to a close. I think I could come up with enough internal excuses to let me make a few things, or at least fix some things for you guys for now. Because with the oath, there was no point in me being there, since, you know, that kind of powerful stuff, that kind of power, really the only excuse for being in the world is to, you know, combat things much stronger than any mortal.
You okay?
Me?
I said, is he okay?
No, he seems fucking grumpy and depressed, is what he seems.
I was gonna say, this dude sounds like he's seriously depressed. Like, oh my god. Are you good?
Alright, what do you guys want to do?
So, weren't we waiting on their kind of, his or the king's, like, seal of approval to get into the Dragon Temple?
The Dragon Shrine?
Yes.
So the seal of approval would have been necessary to get into the Dragon Shrine if you guys had taken that route to investigating what happened. But you don't necessarily need to do that anymore.
Okay, I understand.
If you guys want to, you can go and like show the horn to that dude who's there, and just let him know that it's safe. But so that's up to you guys. Yeah, I'm okay. He can worry. It's fine.
Yeah, it's not my problem.
Yeah, that sounds like a him problem. So I guess the next thing to do would be Volcan says he can take you guys. You guys can either wait to get a summons, since Volcan says he's heard whispers all over the city and from a lot of his workers today about how you guys rescued all those missing kids. He says you guys can probably expect a summons from the king today or tomorrow, but if you'd like to go see the king now, he can bring you. It's up to you guys. If you have other things you'd like to do, he says you definitely can. He's not going anywhere, so it's up to you guys. You definitely leave Volcan. Haha.
You're horrible. You're a horrible human being. Can't believe you.
To be clear, that was a Jared pun, not a Volcan pun. Volcan's not a fan of puns.
I'm gonna go and first get ready, but also, I guess, take a more thorough look around the new housing that Kira has
Okay.
procured for us.
Sounds good. So you guys are just gonna depart for now. Volcan says he'll send a missive up to the castle. Let King Pythor know that you guys are looking for an audience. He says, you know, this time of day there's often like hunting parties, so he might not even be at the castle right now, but once he hears back, if he sees any of you around town, he'll let you guys know. And by around town, he very clearly means from out his front door. He does not mean he'll be coming looking for you. But as you guys head out after chatting with Volcan for a little while, he kind of beckons Raphael back for a moment before he leaves. Mercury!
What is it? He just call. Is that right? I don't know.
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay.
So he has like a box that's on the table of like what seems like knickknacks almost, but he kind of like sorts through them. He's kind of like chatting as he's like looking through stuff, and he's like picking up objects and like kind of tossing them into like other boxes and stuff. And he's like, you know, it's been a long time since I picked up my own axe, but I know what it's like to be, you know, the punching force on a battlefield full of meteors and lightning bolts. And I was thinking maybe you could use a little bit of help with that. And he kind of picks up like this like little like green gem, like maybe like the size of your palm, and he hands that to you. And then he also takes another smaller box out of there and kind of opens it up and pulls out this like complex looking little contraption, like maybe like this big, like 4 inches by 4 inches, like a cube. He hands them to you, and he says, go ahead and try these out. I think these will be helpful to you, at least give you like maybe get a couple more options in case you need them. I'll keep looking around, see if I've got any other useful inventions that you could maybe use, but since directly making all of y'all weapons is a little against my thing right now, I think this is the best I can do. But this little gem right here, it'll glow when it's near any poisons or diseases. In this cube right here, if we tap these buttons, he kind of like rotates the cube and like presses a couple of things. It shows you how to use it, and like springs open. It's like a pulley thing. If you take like a rope and you set it up with it, it'll let you do like your snare spell or whatever. But he hands you those, and you guys have a nice little chat, buddy. And another omelet. If you ever feel like having another omelet, don't feel free to bring one by. I mean, I don't mind.
That's what you're jonesing for? You want another omelet? Alright.
Anyone else want to do anything? Blake, what about you? What has Elena been up to in her mopiness?
She's been moping and following everybody around.
Fair.
Just kind of passive.
Owl is going to go perch on Elena's shoulder.
Of course Owl is.
Yes.
It's okay. Elena continues to follow everybody around and lets Owl be perched there.
Owl likes it. Is it a he or she? Do we know?
I think we said it was a she at the beginning.
Genderless, I don't
Okay.
know.
Owl likes that they can perch on Elena's shoulder without getting kind of like brushed away because of the scales. Doesn't hurt you quite as much.
He starts to preen her.
It's cleaning your scales for you.
That's very nice. Elena lets him. She's very much in a do whatever you all want, I'm just following you mood. So she's gonna keep doing that.
I probably would have shown Volcan the new bow. I don't know if he has like anything he wants to like tell me about it.
Oh, sure. Yeah, since you wouldn't know where it's from. So when you hand Volcan the bow, and even if it's not a weapon he would make, you know, he makes it clear like he's not much for woodworking. He prefers to go for like, he lists some like complicated like compounds and stuff. He's like, I like polymers and other stuff like that, but bows never really been my strong suit. You know, I've made them, you know, but he recognizes pretty much any weapon that you could possibly hand him. And he holds it up to the light and pulls the drawstring back, and he's like,
Hey, be careful with that. It's too thick in your hands.
he pulls it way back, like to where you think it's gonna break the bow. Like the bow is bent like almost like in half. He pulls it so far back, but Volcan seems to have no issue doing so. And he lets it go, and it kind of like vibrates and makes like a humming sound. He kind of whistles a little bit, but he's like, you're lucky that most people won't recognize who this bow belongs to. The Arklanders definitely aren't very popular around here. He kind of fills you in on a little bit of the history of the Dragonlords, a little bit. The Arklanders were the ones who ruled Estoria. The Estoria is named after Esther Arklander, who was like one of the original Dragonlords, and but as he passed it down to his sons, each one was worse than the last. Each of the Arklander Dragonlords, and this bow was last wielded, as far as he knows, by Lysis Arklander. He says at some point, he doesn't know when, he assumed it was in the royal depository down under the castle, but considering it's in his hands now, it must have been stolen at some point. But Lysis he says Lysis Arklander, he wasn't a very good apple, but this bow will serve you good. I don't think you could break it by pulling it if you wanted to. And he hands it back to you.
Cool.
Anything else?
I'll shoot him some finger guns, and I'll say, I'll get you that omelet.
He kind of looks at you, and he's like, I don't know what guns are, but he like kind of like makes a similar motion back.
Finger crossbows.
Finger hand crossbows. All
The
right.
Raphael and Volcan bromance continues.
Anyone else want to do anything?
Nope.
Soul's gonna bop him. Oh my god, the tackle. What are you up to in the city today, Is?
I'm just following around. I'm getting used to the new body
Gotcha.
that people don't seem to like. I'm keeping a
then
low
what?
profile.
Fair. Who haven't I checked in with? Jackie said something recently. Emily said she wanted to know what the new digs were like. So Kira has set you guys up with a nice apartment. There's a room for there's of course the largest room for her. She's got like the master bedroom, but there is a room for everyone here. It's like one floor of a building basically. It's like the second floor of one of the it's not like an inn, but it's like if royalty were to come into town, they would rent like a floor of one of these buildings or an entire building, but this is like a medium fanciness kind of like apartment, like multi-room apartment. It's like, you know, one of those college dorms where there's doors leading into each room. You've each got your own room, so
Nice.
pretty nice, decently fancy. It has functioning plumbing, so you guys have hot water baths you can take, and it's got a nice cooking area for Elena as well. A little less like a fire pit and a little more like a traditional kitchen, so maybe a tiny bit overwhelming for Elena considering how much space she has to work with and like these like kind of slightly more modern tools and knives and stuff like that.
Okay.
Got a bit more to work with now, Blake.
Elena
Could
will
make
be thrilled
everyone
eventually.
a slow cooker roast.
I'm gonna fucking rip your spinal column out for your nose.
Okay. Jackie, what do you want to be up to in the city today?
City today?
It is a market day. So if you guys want to go to the Agora and do any shopping this session, you can. It's up to you guys.
Ooh.
I am gonna work on maintenance on my weapons and on Owl.
Okay. And
I'm gonna do some training by myself.
Volcan also mentioned to you when they were there that if you needed any more intricate repairs, he's worked with some of the Amazonian Stimfae before, so feel free to stop by for supplies if you need them. He says anything, any tools in the workshop, feel free to use them as long as you put them back. Were you there last time when they met Volcan or no? You were? Okay. Oh yeah, because you were stalking
I had our
Elena.
big
That's right.
moment afterwards.
Yep, I remember.
You
okay.
really think that Iris left Elena alone for more than 5 minutes? Come
Right?
on.
Stalker. Okay, so yeah, anyone want to do anything in the city today at all? Any shopping or anything like that?
Actually, does Volcan make jewelry?
He can, but it's not something he's actively partaken in a long time. But he can point you to those who are good at it if you'd like to find like a reputable seller or someone who at least has good craftsmanship.
Yeah.
So he'll do that. What do you want to do?
How large are the 2 amethyst stones I got last time?
Was it 2 or 3? It was 2. They're maybe, 2 inches large. I think they each sell for 100 gold.
Shit.
If you wanted them turned into something, you could probably find someone who could do that as well.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna try to have them mounted into the golden chain that I also found last time.
Sure. The necklace?
Yes.
Sure.
Or just one of them into the necklace, I guess.
Okay. And you just want to hold on to the other one for now?
Yeah.
Or do you want to, get it into the ring that you got?
If it's not too big, I don't know.
I think it could. So the vendor that you find that Volcan points you to, he offers to kind of resize them, refacet them, and all that, so they look presentable. And he's impressed enough with the quality of the amethysts that the only fee he says he would like to charge you is to keep any extra. He can make some good money off of any. Don't bite my feet, kitty. Since the gems are rather large, he'd like to keep any extra gem from the resizing and any amethyst dust as well. He
Maybe
says
instead, I think I would like to pay him, but have the extra be like a pair of earrings or something.
Yeah, sure. If you could do that. What are you doing? Get out of here. Get your tubby belly away from my feet. Yeah, sure. So he says, if you'd like to keep the extra, it shouldn't be too bad for him, and considering Volcan's reference, he's willing to do it for about 10 gold.
Gold, you said?
10 gold, yeah.
Alright. I will hand him every last penny to my name.
Also, everyone can... Actually, Emily, you don't have to change anything, because Kira gives everyone 10 gold today.
Wow.
As part of your contract. Don't chew on that. It's not food. You're gonna get zapped.
Zapped.
Electric cat.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, so everyone add 10 gold to your sheet, from Kira. Ah! Please. Alright, you're goodbye. Go away. I'm kicking you out for real this time.
Or did you say just add 10? What?
Add 10 gold to your sheet that Kira gave everyone.
Oh, okay.
Any other shopping anyone wants to do today?
I'll go get an omelet, I guess.
You can get an omelet for a couple of silver. Do you want to go to the same place again?
Yeah.
Me too. If I'm done at the jeweler's.
Yeah, sure. So you all can go to this lovely little breakfast cafe that Raphael knows of in the corner of a nice little alleyway that's kept up pretty nicely by the owners. So you guys can all get a delicious brunch since Elena made food this morning, but we'll just say it's lunchtime. But they make you a nice big 10-egg omelet for Nathan to bring back to Volcan with a nice platter.
Something walkable this time.
And you and Volcan have a lovely bro lunch. Anything else you guys want to do? Anything Elena wants to do, or is she still just following?
She's still just following everybody.
Okay.
That's just what she is today.
Does anyone want to interact with anyone? Any NPCs or any other player characters?
I mean, Elena is also getting brunch with
True.
us.
She is. She's been dragged to brunch and is sitting there picking moodily at her omelet.
Bitch.
I'm gonna be stink eyeing Elena the entire brunch.
Why? Poor Elena.
Feeling the vibes.
How many hours a day do they play, Seth? Jesus, they've been going
All
since you
day.
got here.
Yeah.
That's so fun. Hi.
The most awkward brunch of all time.
This is what it's like.
This is actually exactly what it's like. Everyone's just sitting there quietly eating their omelets. Anyone, anything.
Elena is going to
I'm eating.
stand up after shredding her omelet, and she's going to say, I'm going to go and let the people at the temple know that we have the horn. And she walks out without waiting for anybody's response.
Iris sent
Goodbye.
Al after her.
I'm gonna look at Elena's empty plate at the brunch table, and I'm gonna reach into my coin purse.
Oh my god.
Oh, it's not empty. She didn't eat a damn bite of that omelet. She just beat the shit out of it.
Oh god.
Seth, does Mercury ever stop?
You'll fall asleep around 6 o'clock and then wake up in time to do it again all night.
It just like keeps going like the Energizer Bunny Rabbit.
Okay, well, who's paying for this big ass omelet?
I got it. It's not that expensive anyways, and
Thank
since I guess
you.
okay. What did you say, like 10 silver or something?
We'll do 5 silver for all the food you guys got. Look, I got a baby.
I see.
So cute. Look at her belly. Belly. This is you guys' campaign. What do you guys want to do?
I want to eat my freaking omelet.
You
Not
pay
freaking
you to
omelet.
Eat your omelet.
And I'm just gonna admire my new jewelry. I'm very infatuated with it. Well, I guess we should go try to meet up with Elena. Probably a
I
good
mean-
idea to go let them know what happened.
Yeah, probably. She's acting kind of weird. Maybe make sure she's not just like running away or something.
Oh, you're so right. We do love to run away from our problems here.
True.
Okay, well then I'm going to get up from the table and follow after the direction she went.
Okay. Following
gonna-
Elena's not too bad. She wasn't in a big hurry. She's kind of just meandering along. You guys head up to the Dragon Shrine.
Do I see her outside anywhere?
You do. She's actually just finished chatting with the deacon guy, who heads back inside the church. Surprisingly, considering he now knows you guys are the chosen ones, and he's heard the rumors of the people you guys brought back to town, he's very thankful that all those people are safe, and says that once the chosen ones have no need of the horn, they will be glad to shelter it again.
Okay. Yeah, I'll just keep it for now, I guess.
I don't know if these guys deserve to keep it.
Burn.
I mean, belly's full. Shall we see the king now? Since we're in the general area.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We do only have half of us here, but
Yeah. Who's not there at the moment?
I would assume Iz and Iris.
Yeah. Isn't Iris aren't with the group at the moment? I'm assuming.
Oh yeah, I
Yeah.
think so. Wait, did Iris also follow Elena at first? No, she sent Owl after her.
Yeah, I sent Owl.
You're with the group then?
I guess so.
What about you, Seth? Are you with the group, or were you doing?
Yeah, I've been following him.
Okay.
He's just like creepily stalking us.
Staying 10 steps behind at all times.
She whapped me in the face. Wanna get down? Oh my. Okay. Yep. Don't shift. Dear God. I tried to pick her up, and she's like, "Okay, so I'm gonna shift all my momentum forward." Okay. Fucking Christ. She almost fucking did a front flip off my chair.
Daniel appreciates the tasteful distance that Iz leaves between himself and the rest of the party. He did not know that she was afraid of bugs until yesterday. Or whenever that was.
Alright, so let's
Okay, so everybody else is back at the apartment, right?
you guys are all at the the Dragon Shrine right now, right?
Oh, okay.
Oh good, I can't close Daenerys' character sheet, it's just stuck here. So you guys are at the Dragon Shrine, which is not too far from the King's Palace. And you guys can actually, down the street, you guys can actually hear a fanfare as the East Gate opens and the King returns as part of a hunting party. You guys kind of watch the procession head into the palace. He doesn't seem to notice you guys too much. He kind of does his like little wave to the crowd kind of thing, but he heads inside the palace. So if you guys want to meet with him now, you could let Volcan know he is home and he would have to come with you guys, or you can wait until the king summons you.
Okay. Yeah, then let's go speak to Volcan.
Okay.
Volcan's gonna come outside.
Volcan is reluctantly and grumpily going to come outside. He kind of stops at the threshold of his hall, and he kind of like stands there for a couple minutes. Akira pats him on the back and walks past him. And he kind of like swings his arms a little bit, and then he finally fucking steps outside of his hall. He kind
Gotta
of like
mentally prepare.
yeah, he had to mentally prepare for going outside. but he spends pretty much the whole walk up to the castle, kind of like grumpily squinting up at the sun and kind of like hunching his shoulders a little bit. But he what's that?
Jeez.
Yeah, he's not a big fan of leaving anywhere or doing anything much
Not a
anymore.
very
But you guys head up to the king's palace, and Volcan gets you guys let in pretty easily. It is a gorgeous palace. It makes it's not like super fancy. It's more like got like that kind of like Spartan look to it. Everything is like super clean, and there's like marble pillars with like gold inlay and stuff. But Volcan kind of walks his way right into the throne room, ferrying you guys through the castle. Excuse me. And you guys can... Oh, we're also gonna, for this specifically, we'll also say Lunaria is with you guys.
I collected her at some point.
Yeah, you guys found her midway through the day. You guys step into the throne room, and you see King Pythor sitting, kind of like casually on his throne. You can spawn his token.
Can I roll insight to see like what kind of person he is?
Yeah, sure.
See if I can see.
You can do history or insight.
Oh no, I'll do neither because my character sheet's not responding to me. Hillary.
Yeah, I'm trying to reload right now, and I'm kind of wondering if it's crashed because it's not doing anything.
Yeah, mine's not happy.
Mine won't move either.
Considering technical difficulties, and also my jaw is hurting pretty bad at the moment, and also everyone seems kind of tired. Do you guys want to wrap it up here and then just play with Dana next week or sometime during this week?
Yeah.
I'd be
with
okay
that.
with that.
Do you guys think that she would be available like later today or something? Or do we just want to call it for today?
Let me message her and see when she'd next be available, because I think at the moment she's only available like Sunday afternoons and Friday evenings. But I'll message her. Yeah, I can't even get the page to do anything. It just won't load right now. It must be down.
Lame.
Let me check their support page.
And I just lost connection to the server.
I don't know.
Did you check their Discord?
Yeah, I'm looking at it right now. I might just be missing it. Oh, I just got in. Reloaded finally. Alright, well, I'm gonna go ahead and roll an insight check for you, since I can do that apparently.
Nice, thanks.
You got a 3 for with your modifiers, you got a 10. You would know via general rumors of King Pythor and also just kind of seeing him. He's a very he's a battle veteran. He's like a veteran fighter. He is he's been known to have an arrogant / ego streak in him. He tends to be very honorable in terms of like, you've heard stories about his like one-on-one combat and like always honoring deals and stuff like that. But you also know that he tends to be like a very like loud and boisterous person as well. But beyond that, you can't really glean too much from your first view of him. my god, I am.
Should we wait for him to introduce us? Say hi. Daenerys.
Oh, Kira's with you guys as
Absolutely.
well.
Oh, Kira's there too. Okay.
Kira is kind of. Kira is. You guys notice that Kira is kind of at the back of the party, kind of standing like trying to stand a little bit out of view, behind one of the pillars, at the side of the room. And Volcan goes in, starts to say something to Pythor, and kind of turns and sees Kira hiding. Goes and like grabs her by the upper arm, and he's like, "Come on! If I got to do this, you got to do this too." And he pulls her up there. He's like, "Pythor, get off your lazy ass and come meet the chosen ones."
Whoa. Okay, I was just about to say, man, they really don't like this guy, but this seems either they're really good friends or they cannot fucking stand each other.
They're all related.
Pythor and Kira are his children.
Oh, they're all okay.
Yeah, the Kira and Pythor are brother and sister. Did you just get disconnected?
No, I didn't. Jared.
What the fuck was that? Why did my Discord reload? Hello? I don't even
I do that
have.
sometimes.
I don't even have my hand on my keyboard. My keyboard's out of reach.
Worst
the fuck?
update. Okay, sorry, I was very out of the loop on that one.
Yeah.
My bad.
It's okay. So yes, Kira, the 5 gods, or I'm sorry, the 8, it would be, well, there 6 of them are siblings, and then Volcan and Mitros were the mother and father. Mitros being the one who is gone.
So this dude just gets to be a god and a king.
Yes.
Come on.
The
Seems a little rigged.
he put Estoria under new management when the Arklanders got out of hand. Because
He fucking killed a guy.
yeah.
Well, if he's a good king, then I suppose I can accept this.
He is an average king. He is not.
He's alright.
He's alright. He's alright. His rule doesn't negatively impact the city. Like, he's not like a huge party king, like
He's
where
not a fucking
he's just
dictator or
wasting
anything.
all the. Yeah, he's not a dictator. He's not a huge party king. His biggest fault could say that he is inattentive to the city's needs a lot of the time. When they're brought to his attention, either by Volcan or, loud enough voices, he will do things, but he tends to kind of focus on his own deal a lot, like fights and hunting and stuff like that. And he just kind of lets his council, he kind of lets his council kind of handle the day-to-day, and they do a fine job of it, so.
See.
He is an average king. His council is an above-average council, and they do a good job.
Good for them.
I am going to be hiding my armor and weapon behind Volcan and just like popping my head out like around the side of him.
I'd like to remind everyone that Volcan is like 5 feet tall. He is
better.
He was like,
he is-
Even better.
14 feet tall.
he is like a tall dwarf.
I'm going to. Daenerys is going to assume that, like, this rowdy, like, informal tone that Vulcan uses is, like, an acceptable way to speak to royalty.
Oh,
And she's just going to keep that in her mind.
gotcha. Good to know. Fucking Pythor stands up out of his I'm sorry, I didn't spawn the tokens. Oh yeah, because it was broken. Is everyone able to see the tabletop now, or has everyone given up on that?
I can see it, but it says it's paused, but I can move.
Oh,
So-
shit.
Oh, it's because you're a DM, that's why.
Oh, okay, that's why. But yeah,
Okay.
it's working fine for me now.
I just see
Okay.
the city. Is that.
Oh, you know what? I will,
what's,
I will just put, because my computer works correctly, whereas this fucking other thing does not, I'll just put their new tokens in chat.
Daenerys, you might, or not Daenerys, Emily, you might want to reset if you can see it, because it's saying that you're not logged in right now.
Okay.
It's only showing that me and Dane were logged in, is what it was showing, and then Seth.
So in ODL chat, I put the two.
Wow, we.
Pythor stands up. He's like 6.5 feet tall. He's like one of the tallest human-looking guys you'll see. He's got fucking long hair. He's got like a beard, and he's got a mostly bare chest aside from like a shoulder guard. And like if you look at him, your first thought would be probably barbarian or some kind of unarmed fighter or something. But he kind of like thunk, like puts down a big warhammer by the side of his throne, and he kind of walks up and stands like intimidatingly in front of Volcan. Super serious look on his face. What's Nathan typing? I want to see this before I say anything. I've been imagining Volcan as 15 feet tall.
Oh my god.
Is Galio really 30 meters tall?
Really?
Yeah,
Does he
Galio
make
meant to be
fucking
real
Malphite
big.
look small? What the fuck? Where's the Malphite rework we all need?
You're right.
Malphite rework. His ult becomes global. Mountains are everywhere. It's like a Tom Kench W where he just goes into the ground and pops up as a mountain.
Oh god, he just can't pop up in the river.
Yo, I'd fucking love to see him get like a terrain-based ability, but like a big one though. Like he could block off like a chunk of the jungle, you know?
But like, I
Yeah.
feel like that encroaches so much on Talia. But every time I think of fucking Malphite, I feel like he should have the Ornn pillar combo. You get what I mean?
Yes,
Yeah.
Like
I agree
that
with you.
feels like something that Malphite should do and not Ornn.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, Pythor walks up, super serious, and then suddenly he leans down, and Kira's not too big either. He grabs them both up in a big bear hug. He's like, so glad to see both of you. It has been way too long. Kira, I wasn't even sure if you were alive, to be honest. Me and Valis, the letters I've sent to Valis, it's been years. And Volcan, he kind of puts Volcan down. He's like, you smell. You need to get out of the forge more.
You smell.
He's like, look at me. He like hugged him, and like along the left side of his body, there's like soot. And he's like, look, like, when was the last time you came out? Volcan kind of sheepishly says, it's like been like 20 years almost.
God.
But he kind of grins boisterously, and he kind of comes over to greet you guys. He's got his arms kind of like, I don't even know what you would call that. Like he's got his fists on his sides and his arms are out. I guess that's how you would
Superman
describe
pose.
it.
The victory pose, the Superman pose.
But yeah, he's like, I am King Pythor, and he's super fucking loud. And he, everything he says, he's pretty much shouting all of it. But it's a big room, luckily, so thankfully you're not in a small room with him being deafened.
A fucking echo chamber.
Yeah,
All the
he's
stone walls
loud
and
enough
pillars.
that you can hear him echoing around the room. He's like, I'm Pythor, Thor.
I'm going to walk up to him and throw my arms around him and hug him because all the furs he's wearing, like on his shoulders, look really soft.
Elena
And he
face
just seems
Pythor
like
seems incredibly stunned, and no one says anything for a solid like 5 seconds.
he just gives off good vibes. Like he just seems huggable. I rolled pretty bad insight, so.
Okay, so Pythor kind of pauses for a few seconds, then he grins. He's like, I like you guys. You guys seem nice. He's like, the last time one of my subjects tried to hug me, Victus tried to have him executed. And he kind of says that with a grin on his face, and he'll like Daenerys' heart like skips a beat.
He like jumps back 10 feet.
He's just like, no, don't worry. Victus isn't here. I'm not gonna let him execute you guys. Plus, I'm pretty sure he'll make a lot more people mad if he executes one of the chosen ones. So he kind of sits down on like the edge of his throne, like leans on forward onto his knees. He's like, so let's hear it. Let's hear everything. Let's all get caught up. It's been ages since I've seen either you or Volcan. Who wants to fill me in? The chosen ones are finally here. This is incredible. This is a moment in history.
Hi, I've been chosen. I've been selected.
Oh my.
For what? I don't know.
We're kind of just stumbling through all this, but you know.
You'd think that my ability to read the future would inform me on that a little bit, but something new every day.
You should just be like, you should just try to metagame it, Emily. You should be like, I'd like to roll to not know anything about Pythor, and I'd like to use my 3 to fail that, please. And then you
Yes.
instantly know everything. All right. Anyone want to talk to King Pythor about anything? Any specific? Why don't each of you mention one thing from the campaign that stuck out to each of you, and we'll say that's kind of like the highlight of something you mentioned to Pythor.
Sure.
Hmm?
I'll go first. That's okay. I will step forward a little bit and bow to him and formally introduce myself this time as a devoted servant of Valis. And I will tell him about I guess this doesn't really have anything to do with the prophecy, but I met my sister that I didn't know that I had like 3 or 4 days ago, I think. So
Cool.
that was fun.
And Lunaria kind of jumps up and she's like, I'm her sister, and I have 2 rapiers, and she pulls out like her 2 new swords she got, and you guys didn't even notice, but like she only had daggers before, and you guys don't know where she got these rapiers. And Daenerys is like, where'd you get those? And she's like, I found them. She's like,
You're
found
allowed
them
to have
where?
those in here.
She like draws both of them, and like the guards there at the side of the room like draw
Sheila.
their weapons, and Pythor kind of like waves them off. He's like, no, it's okay. And he's like, those are very nice weapons, Lunaria.
She was born yesterday. Excuse her.
It's okay. I understand how nymphs are. It's refreshing to see that kind of non-jaded view. And he kind of glances at Volcan.
Mm.
All right, who wants to go next? Oh. Jackie, you go next.
And introductions.
Hmm?
Is that what we're doing?
Yeah, just tell him something that stuck out to Iris about the campaign. He wants to hear about you guys' adventures.
Iris kind of looks up at him, points at Elena, and then says, well, she's always making us wonderful breakfasts and great food. That's pretty much the gist of this campaign.
Mm-hmm.
Sounds good. Everyone's excited about. Pythor agrees, says that every adventuring party needs good food, so he's glad you guys have someone good at that, at least.
Not to mention she does look out for all of our companions. And I step back and lean against the wall. A wall, if there's a wall nearby.
Yeah, you can lean on one of the pillars nearby. Alright, who's next?
I'm going to approach and bend the knee and say, my most honorable king, what do you know of worm creatures?
Worm
creatures!
Tell me what you know.
There must be more of them. I hope not.
You wearing his mask right now?
Yeah, I'm wearing my mask.
Okay.
Pythor seems a little stumped by this question. He says, I know very little of worm creatures aside from, worms I've used in fishing, but I more prefer boar hunting over fishing, so.
Oh
not
my
really
god,
sure.
I'm sorry, as an aside, what happens if Iz goes into a river?
You just get
What
washed
happens
away.
if we need to
It
ford a
just
fucking river?
dissolves.
Oh my god, I just thought about that. Okay, sorry.
I'm just gonna thank the king for his time and go hide in a dark corner.
Everyone just retreats to the shadows after
He
introducing
raises
us.
an eyebrow. He's like, bit of an odd one, that one. Alright. What about you, Satyr? What's your name? What have your adventures borne to you in terms of experiences?
I am Raphael. I am an urchin of lands close to these.
Just directly states he's an urchin.
I am an urchin.
Yeah, I'm a vagabond. I'm a criminal.
I'm straightforward. You can trust me. And I'm gonna tell you right now, you can't trust Iz.
Seems like the party has some trust issues to work on a little bit, so.
Oh, God.
Alright,
Okay.
go ahead.
So, following all of this, Elena has been quietly observing everyone else taking their turns of sharing everything that's happened. And with a deadpan sort of expression on her face. She's kind of been quiet and moody and annoyed all day. And now she's just watching all of this. And as Raphael steps back, she closes her eyes, shakes her head just once, and then steps forward. She politely bows to Pythor and introduces herself as Elena. And she proceeds to tell him that they all had met at the Sour Vintage, where she was working at the time. Everyone else was a patron, including Kira. There was an incident involving a cursed boar that we fought and defeated on our way to meet with the Oracle after Daenira arrived requesting aid for the besieged temple. We arrived at the besieged temple, saved Versi, and were named the Chosen Ones, and she hesitates for just a second before labeling them, but she does eventually say it. And then she proceeds to say that Kira guided them to Estoria, which seemed like a suitable home base for their 3 labors that they were instructed to partake. They traveled through the necropolis and located the Horn of Balmetria, and now are requesting his assistance to reignite the mithril forges.
Yes, the horn. Does anyone have the horn on them?
I do.
He holds out his hand for it.
I will procure it for him. Drop it into his hand like.
He it looks smaller in his hands than anyone else's, but he says yes, and he leans back and he tips the horn over his head, and he takes a long drink of wine from the horn, and he holds it back to you guys, and he's like, you guys knew it could do that, right?
I'm like,
Best wine you can have, I swear. But unfortunately, the Dragon Shrine doesn't like to let me take it out for every meal, so I don't really get it that often. He hands it back to you.
Oh my goodness. So you just tilt it back? You just drink out of it?
Yep.
It's there?
Yep, it's just there.
Anyone can do that. I'm gonna
Anyone can do that.
Oh my goodness.
And we're gonna stop there.
Right before she gets to
As
drinking wine.
Emily takes a drink from the Horn of Balmetria, she passes out. And we're gonna stop there because my jaw really hurts. So I'm gonna go lay down for a bit. But here, I'll stop streaming for now.